Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today for my review of the 1948 Alfred Hitchcock movie Rope, as I watched in Alfred Hitchcock The Ultimate Collection. And as always, there will be spoilers for this movie review. So, Rope is a movie that stars James Stewart, Dall, and Farley Granger, and I think Rope is maybe not Hitchcock's most famous movie, but I think it's kind of a minor classic and one of his most interesting in a lot of ways. So, the plot of this movie is that two friends, Brandon and Philip, murder someone that they know from school whose name was David, and then they have a party with the man's parents and girlfriend and a few others and try and get away with it. They also invite a professor played by James Stewart who has some interesting philosophy of his own, and he kind of slowly figures out what they're up to. And Rope is definitely one of the more unique Hitchcock movies, and there are some reasons for that, as I said. One is that talking about the murder really isn't even a spoiler because it takes place immediately. It's the very first scene of the movie. There's no build up to it or anything, which is kind of interesting. Even though this film was made in the 40s, a lot of films were still in black and white, but Rope was filmed in color. I believe it was Hitchcock's first color film. And it was an interesting choice, and I do think it being in color makes the film stand out a little more. I do think it adds a little something to it. The film was also shot in several long, uninterrupted takes that take place all in one room, basically. This movie definitely has the feel of a stage play. Another interesting thing about Rope is that it's very strongly suggested that the two main characters, Brandon and Philip, are in a relationship, which is very interesting considering this film came out in 1948. The film has some really great dialogue in places as well, and all the characters, even the supporting ones, are interesting. The cast is all great, but James Stewart really stands out as always. He's amazing as he usually is. He's just a very entertaining actor to watch, but there is also some depth to his character and to his performance. The two murderers, played by Farley Granger and Dall, are also very good, and there's a nice performance by Joan Chandler as the murder victim's girlfriend. The film is also very short. It's only 80 minutes long. It's definitely a short feature film, but it flows very well. I'm glad Hitchcock chose not to make this film longer. I think it's just the right length. The film also has an interesting message, as one of the murderers, Brandon's only motive is that he feels he's a superior person, and Philip, the other gentleman, just kind of seems to go along with it because maybe he's too weak not to. So I do think it's a very interesting film overall. I don't think Rope quite hits the heights of Hitchcock's all-time greatest films. It is very talky and the plot is very simple, even at only 80 minutes, but it works really well considering that this film basically all takes place in one setting. So if you like movies that feel a lot like plays, or just want to watch all of Hitchcock's films and haven't seen Rope, or if you just like to rewatch it, I think it holds up very well and I definitely recommend it. And I'm going to give Rope a 4 out of 5. So as always, feel free to leave me a comment if you've seen this film, if you liked it or not. Thank you very much for your support, and thanks for watching.